Well, a very good evening. Welcome to UBC News Tonight at 10 p.m. My name is Sharon Chomjisha, and I will be joined by Mugalu Mohammed on sign language. Let's take a look at our top stories of the day. Coming up tonight, President Museveni lauds DRC for cooperating in campaigns against the ADF. UPDF medic offers services to wounded ADF fighters in DRC. Still to come, fuel tanker accident disrupts traffic on Kabale Katuna Road. And later on in our stories, two injured in a botched rehab depot haste, police hunting for perpetrators. In our top stories, Allied Democratic Forces terrorist group could be headed for extinction if its leaders and fighters do not surrender. This follows recent airstrikes that saw a destruction of the ADF targets located between 100 to 150 kilometers from the Ugandan border on the Ntoroko side. President Yoweri Museveni, who says many terrorists were killed, lauds the DRC Congo President Felix Tshisekedi for allowing Ugandan troops pursue the ADF terrorists on Congolese soil. Take a look.
A document of 2 pages, authored by the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, dated 23rd September 2023. It details how ADF targets were hit by the UPDF on Saturday 16 September of this same year. The targets, situated between 100 to 150 kilometers from the Uganda border at Ntoroko, were located using assets from Uganda's Special Duties Regiments, equipped with good reconnaissance assets. According to the statement, the President says, and I quote, "According to the subsequent intelligence, it seems that a lot of terrorists were killed, including notorious Medin Kalubo, who has been the author of the bombs in Kampala." The President goes on to cite some examples of attacks, including those near Central Police Station in Kampala, at Parliamentary Avenue, and the recent one near Pastor Kayanja's church in Bunamwaya. Museveni, who describes the terrorists as uninformed, says they will regret killing Ugandans, describing their acts as playing with fire. He attributes the recent success to the cooperation between the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo, whose President Felix Tshisekedi allowed Ugandan troops in that country to pursue ADF terrorists, citing the example of the killings of Nyabugando students, sheikhs, Major Kigundu, General Katumba Wamala's daughter, and Joan Kagezi, among others. The President concludes his statement with only 2 options for terrorists: surrender or die. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thank you so much, Henry Okrut. President Yoweri Museveni of the Uganda People's Defense Forces has revealed that Uganda is now stable due to the consequence of ideological and physiological shift in the country. The president made the assertion yesterday as he delivered a lecture of opportunity to a delegation of 31 military students and 15 staff members of Botswana Defense Command and Staff College at State House in Entebbe. He explained that before the National Resistance Movement government came to power 37 years ago, Uganda was turbulent and it had become a failed state. However, due to the right ideology by the current government, the country managed to pick up and it's now peaceful and developing progressively. President Museveni appealed to the students to always promote politics of interest, saying that the ideology was very crucial for the prosperity of the country. The president further noted that for any society to be prosperous, It needs to produce a good or service and then sell it to earn money. President Museveni also discouraged the delegation against exportation of their country's raw materials, explaining that it's a disaster causing loss of money and jobs in African countries. The head of delegation from Botswana Defence Command and Staff College, Kano Dumisani Bakang, thanked President Museveni for sparing time to give them an insightful lecture. He also commended the president for his visionary leadership that has led to the long-lasting stability and economic development in the country.
Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, sir, Major Musinyi, student.
So here in Africa, in some areas, we are still preserving the peasants. A peasant produces another peasant. The grandfather is a peasant, the father is a peasant, the grandson is a peasant. This one here we reject. And we say the society here must metamorphose just like the others did. So that's why our principle number 3 becomes socio-economic transformation. We must have a new society. And how do we get a new society? They should all join the money economy. And the money economy has got 4 sectors. Cotton, we need cotton for our industries. These need to be done on a big scale. That's how now the army comes in. The army, the prisons, services, the other, we say, you produce cotton for us. Because you have got big institutional land, you produce cotton for us, for our industries here. You produce maize, because you cannot have poultry industry without maize, because maize is part of making the animal feeds. So therefore, you need both. You need both the extensive and the intensive agriculture, and that's where the army comes in. But now also the issue of raw materials, adding value to these products. We still have a gap there. We have added value to some of the products, but not all. If, for instance, you take coffee, when you export unprocessed coffee, you get $2.50. But if the coffee is processed outside, for what you got $2.50, somebody will get $40. So you can see where the crisis in Africa is. Loss of money and loss of jobs. So that raw materials export is a big disaster. So we are struggling with that, adding value.
Moving on from that, since the initiation of the joint military operations against the Allied Democratic Force began in Eastern Democratic of Congo, a number of malnourished ADF women and children have been rescued and given medical attention by the UPDF medical team. The medical officer in charge of Mountain Division Military Hospital and Operation Shuja, Captain Dr. Daniel Okello, says that an overwhelming number of ADF who have surrendered have benefited from the UPDF medics during the joint military operation in Eastern DRC.
The heavy bombardment and shelling by the joint forces of Operation Suja in general areas of Malika Valley, Mambasa, Manzobe, Erengeti and Commander Road seem to have broken the back of the hitherto resilient ADF rebels. Many have surrendered due to lack of food, water and medical care. The majority of those who have surrendered are malnourished, others with broken limbs, and look dejected.
But there are also others who have been coming out one by one. Others have come out without guns. So this has been the sign of pressure that the UPDF has exerted on them. And I'm so sure in the next 7 days, there will be more to that. There may be a lot of defections that will come in place, and we expect to get more of these defections, and of course that will be an achievement for us. And once they come out, these kids give us a lot of intelligence, and this intelligence is what we use to look for these guys and decimate them wherever they are.
When captured or surrendered, UPDF treat ADF captives humanly in all circumstances. They are protected against an act of violence as well as against intimidation.
We always receive the rescued ADF captives and abductees. So usually we receive those ones who are sick, very sick, and those who are injured from the battle.
Captain Dr. Daniel Okero, the medical officer in charge of Mountain Division and Operation Soja, is the man in charge of treating the injured ADF combatants.
Majority are those who are malnourished, because those who are injured, most of them die in the jungles. Those ones who are able to be rescued by the UPDF forces who are in the jungles, they always reach us here and we try our best to save their lives. A few of them have lost limbs due to really severe injuries that we have to do emergency damage control surgeries to save their lives. Others pick up, and we always also link them up to orthopedic workshops to get artificial limbs.
Since Operation Soja began, Captain Dr. Daniel Okelo has treated more than 400 patients, both rebels, women and children of ADF.
Of course, you know, in the bush there, they always have poor obstetric care. This means delivery is a problem. Actually, I received 2 mothers. One is gravid right now. One delivered, they lost the baby, had a premature delivery at around 7 months old. And right now we are caring for her, though she's still weak, basically because of this lice, dermatitis. They have really a lot of lice, yeah.
Dr. Okero does surgical operations on ADF casualties in Soja operation, while others treat them at Mhoti Military Hospital. The majority of ADF rebels captured in the battlefield with gunshots during the joint military operations in Eastern DRC. UPDF medics treatment of ADF casualties has cemented Operation Soja mandate to end the war as soon as possible. Dr. Okero says on the front line, he registers many ADF casualties with brutal wounds, while others with different complications.
First one, always we feed them in a nutrition care unit, which is around Buyinga, which always supports us with the Rutufa and these are F75, the milk that we feed them with.
Meanwhile, those with serious complications are airlifted by UPDF helicopter to Mountain Division headquarters in Mhot Barracks for further management. The majority are from Uganda, DR Congo, Burundi, and Ethiopia, respectively. This gesture is a special moment to see the military off the front line and offer medical services to wounded ADF rebels. Haruna Mutesasira, reporting for UBS News in Eastern DR Congo.
In more news tonight, police are currently investigating a shooting incident that took place at Riham Depot in Tinda, where unidentified assailants riding on motorcycles opened fire, and one of the managers, after their demand for money was not met. The assailants are currently on the run, and the police is actively pursuing leads to apprehend them.
The Territorial Police at Chira Road is investigating a shooting when thugs riding motorcycles entered a Riham Depot that is located in Ntinda, where they entered and started demanding for money from one of the managers of Riham, that is Serunkuma. Unfortunately, it is alleged he didn't have this money, and they shot at him and went away with some of his items, including phones. They later on sped off to an area that is not yet known, but we have gotten reports that while they were fleeing, they shot at someone whom we believe has been rushed to a hospital that the police is trying to trace. and ascertain the condition of the victim too. So 2 people are believed to have been injured in this kind of attack, and more details will be availed as soon as they come in.
Breaking story.
Transport along the Kabale-Katuna Road came to a halt following a fuel tanker accident that led to a massive explosion in Nyakashara village, Kichumbi Parish, Kamuganguzi sub-county, Kabale District. Now, the incident, which transpired in the morning, involved a fuel tanker en route from Mombasa, Kenya to Kigali, Rwanda.
Transport along the Kabale-Katuna Road has been disrupted following a catastrophic fuel tank accident in Nyakasharara village, Chichumbi Parish, Kamuganguzi sub-county, Kabale District. The incident occurred in the morning and involved a fuel tanker en route from Mombasa, Kenya to Kigali, Rwanda. Tragically, the driver was unable to navigate a sharp corner at Nyakasharara, resulting in the tanker overturning and an immediate and devastating explosion. As of the latest update, the fire brigade from Kabale Central Police Station was actively engaged in extinguishing the ensuing flames. The fuel tanker has been significantly damaged by the intense fire.
State Minister for ICT Godfrey Kabyanga has highlighted significance of private teaching institutions for being key pillars of Uganda's digital transformation roadmap. This was during the commencement of the 3rd graduation ceremony at the Sai Pali Institute of Technology and Management. Details follow.
Of the authority, me, I award the diploma in infrastructure management services to the graduates whose names have been read.
State Minister for ICT Godfrey Kabyanga has urged Sai Pali Institute of Technology and Management administrators to continually adapt their curriculum to stay relevant in this era of rapid technological advancement.
Which makes the 5 pillars of this roadmap is skills development. And here now, you are giving people skills. As a Sai Pali, you must change your curriculums every other day. Otherwise, if you think what you taught last year is what you will teach this year, you will also become an obsolete teaching institution.
This was during the 3rd graduation ceremony of Sai Pali Institute of Technology and Management held at the Entebbe campus. At least 90% of the students trained in this institute secure employment even before completing their courses. The director of Sai Pali Institute of Technology and Management, Amit Srivastava, said the institute faced challenges in student enrollment due to the impact of COVID-19 pandemic and the low level of ICT penetration in Uganda.
Everyone, that we are also trying to bring in a new technology, new training, methodology in order to compete with the rest of the world. And the things which we are looking forward to start with is artificial intelligence, data science, machine learning.
The chairperson of Sai Pali Institute of Technology, Dolores Wakida, emphasized the increasing dependency of people's lives on technology.
We appeal to governments to consider our students for academic scholarships. This will be an important milestone and investment towards digital transformation and socio-economic development.
The acting executive director of the Uganda Communications Commission, Irene Kagwa Sewankambo, stressed the critical role of technology professionals in addressing societal problems.
We need people who can develop the applications, take that technology and apply it to create locally relevant context for us to harness ICTs.
The Commissioner of ICT at the Ministry of Education and Sports, Patrick Muyinda, reiterated the importance of keeping ICT skills updated and seeking opportunities for professional development in the ever-evolving ICT industry.
You have to constantly keep on upgrading. Why? Because the field changes. In the past, we talk about a Pentium processor running at 700 megahertz. You know, we are talking about systems, supercomputers that do amazing things.
The Secretary Uganda Business and Technical Examinations Board, ONESMAS, ISCJ, advised the graduates to continually enhance their skills, pursue professional development opportunities, and embrace lifelong learning to excel in the dynamic ICT industry.
The fourth industrial revolution is upon us, bringing with it disruptive technologies such as artificial intelligence.
About 200 students graduated with diplomas in various ICT disciplines, including infrastructure management and services, visual effects and animations, software engineering, and certificates in science and technology. I'm Navka Farida and Robert Katamba in Entebbe.
Moving on, Amakuru District leaders have expressed grave concerns over the formidable communication barriers crippling their region. These include poor telecommunication and coverage, heavy reliance on Kenyan service providers Safaricom, a glaring absence of local radio stations, and the inconvenience of receiving salaries from neighboring districts due to the inadequate internet services. Take a look.
AMDAT was established in 2010 as a district after it was carved out of Nakapiriprit, shares borders with Moroto, Nakapiriprit and West Pokot in Kenya. The district is predominantly inhabited by Pokot-speaking residents, and while Kiswahili is also spoken, communication remains a formidable challenge even within Karamoja sub-region, where it is geographically situated. The absence of local radio stations is forcing leaders and development partners to embark on journeys to neighboring Kenya to communicate with the local community through Kenyan-based radios.
We don't listen to any radio in Uganda, even the one of Nakapiriprit, even the one in Moroto. The only radio we listen is Kale FM in Kapenguria, which is across the country.
We have to move around 120 kilometers to a place called Kapenguria in West Pokot, Kenya, to access a radio called Kalia FM.
But almost 100%, but the feedback is a bit low because calling the Safaricom line is a bit harder than most people who are listening, who are giving the calls are from the other side of Kenya.
It is very hard because the network sometimes switches to the Kenyan network, and that is Safaricom. So sometimes getting information, it may take us long.
The chairperson of AMDAT District, Joseph Nangore Lobot, laments that the district's chief administrative officer and chief finance officer must venture into neighboring districts to facilitate payments due to the district's poor internet connectivity.
I have to go to another district for making payments because the internet can be disorganized due to the telecommunication challenges.
The situation in Nakapiriprit differs slightly, with urban areas enjoying better access to telecommunication companies.
It is now that we are very lucky they have put another booster there. I don't know who booster that one is, but I have seen the signals already there. I can sure it is MTN because now.
However, those residing in the villages still grapple with an absence of effective communication services.
It is very expensive, or sometimes the calls get lost. Sometimes you call and someone is responding, so it's a different person is talking to you. So we have experienced this, and it is worse there in the mountain, the sub-council of Lemsui and those areas of Lokoma within Nakapiriprit district.
The repercussions of these communication hurdles are far-reaching as they lead to significant revenue losses for the government in these districts.
But there are very many phone users here. I am sure they are losing a lot of money because their network is not covering every part of the district. So it is therefore something that explains why we are not
supposed to go and discuss about PDM. You have to go with the TOTs, around 5 of them, because someone from planning is also a member, DCDO, for a mindset change. You go with the CFO for financial inclusion, you go with the CAO, you go with... So at the end of the day, you have to facilitate all those people.
And when you go there, you have to sleep there because the program starts only at 8 up to 10.
Local leaders are advocating for the establishment of a radio station in the area to alleviate the communication challenges faced by the community.
That you bring a booster of UBC so that we can also be able to access the information from the Uganda Broadcasting Services.
We really request whoever wants to support us to give us a radio station in Angola.
Officials from the Uganda National Bureau of Statistics recently met with leaders in Amdat and Nakapiri districts to discuss the upcoming census scheduled for May next year. Leaders implored UBOS to recognize the unique circumstances of Karamoja, including vast distances between villages and the prevalent communication challenges.
Planning for this day, we have some settlements that are permanent, others are semi-permanent.
Internet access, the hard-to-reach areas, the borderline districts, the refugee areas, affected areas, and this is going to help us to plan better. That when it comes to the date of 10th, we are able to approach.
I'm Nafka Farida and Moreniga.
Thank you so much, Nafka Farida and Moreniga. State Ministers of Lands Dr. Sam Mayanja has revoked the title deed that had been acquired by Magali's Distillers Uganda Limited for the Kayanja land in Masindi municipality. Now, the minister issued an order for this land to be utilized in the construction of the Bunyoro Public University, a government project to benefit the people of Bunyoro.
This development has led to concerns raised by leaders within Masindi municipality who assert that Magali's Distillers had wrongfully attained ownership of more than 100 acres of land. Minister Mayanja engaged with local leaders and community members at the Kayanja land location during an on-site visit to Masindi municipality.
Omuntu n'alibba n'agamba nti agenda kusaawo mwenge walaki era n'ekyafa ne bakikyusa nti ne bakisakulu.
The Ministry of Education extended education institutions, including Bunyoro University, to serve the residents of Bunyoro. In response, leaders of Masindi municipality convened and resolved to allocate the 131-acre Kayanja land for the establishment of the university, a move they believed was sanctioned by the Bunyoro government. To their dismay, it was later revealed that this very land was claimed by Magali's Distillers Limited, known for their involvement in the production of waraji. The Member of Parliament for Masindi Municipality, Businje Joa, brought the matter to the attention of Parliament.
Fetugenda kwatagana wamu nga local leaders na office ya security ya RDC kulabira nti ddala abantu tebagobeddwa.
The woman Member of Parliament for Masindi, Dr. Asimwe Florence Akiki, and others raised objections to the case, citing ongoing legal proceedings and alleged deception of the public.
No case there. And has Magali come up and said, remove the injunction?
No.
So there's no case. So let us find out what is there and show people that actually stop misinforming people.
Following his site visit, Minister Mayanja ordered the cancellation of the land's title deed in question and recommended that the municipality's leaders work with the Masindi District Land Board to secure the land for the university.
Bali bitaka lya university. Ye president yaganti mbawade university. Ngabantu oli ajjanga azanyazanya akwese baluwa president jewa investor agenda akola amata n'ombisi gw'enjuki nawa eri wa Nyebushozi oli n'agamba nti oda ya Museveni yino kakati takali ntubiwadde obulimbo bwenkanidde kati ovudde ndagira wali tisikuza ttaka kyapa kyokka mugundi mumanya ga university neno okukwata abo bonna bali oba bakyali mu government oba bavuddeyo.
I'm Nafka Farida and Jamil Sekaja.
The recent evaluation, which revealed underperforming districts in the Teso sub-region in terms of service delivery, has squarely attributed this setback to a shortage of staff in critical positions within local governments. Area leaders have now asked the Ministry of Public Service to lift the ban on recruiting to address this pressing issue. Take a look.
Not only are your districts performing poorly, but your district is the last.
The Ministry of State Affairs initiated consultations with the leaders after it emerged that there were emerging deficiencies in service delivery across select districts in Teso sub-region.
The whole purpose of this meeting really is to dissect our performance in the last financial year and to see how we can improve on it in this coming financial year. And I'm glad that every district has stand up. The meeting was actually requested by the LC5s, so I'm glad that they have shown that seriousness, that they really wanted the meeting by showing up in big numbers.
The primary hindrance to effective service delivery in the region is the critical understaffing with the key roles in local government bodies following the suspension of recruitment in an attempt to rectify the payroll discrepancies.
It has been halted because they needed to first screen the payroll. Government was paying people they don't know, and it has brought problems. So when you are clearing your home, you first close the gate.
Leaders in Teso sub-region have now asked the relevant authorities to lift the recruitment ban to alleviate the challenges of service delivery in the region.
We have written as local governments requesting for even new positions. The Ministry of Public Service is just there taking on things.
There is wage for us to recruit in those urban councils. The structure is not approved. Public Service is saying they can't approve. They can't grant us a permission because of the ban.
However, some leaders remain apprehensive about whether the lifting of the ban alone will enhance service delivery.
But what feedbacks do we get as far as the recruitment is concerned? 1, tribalism. 2, nepotism. 3, corruption. Somebody can be quite competent, but they will tell you we are waiting for our children to be born in order to recruit.
They have raised various concerns and reservations which merit consideration by the concerned parties.
I can now believe that this process is fair. But we have also been getting reports, whether it is true or not, that assessment team wants kickbacks.
Before assessment takes place, we normally send numbers to the contacts which are technical, like if you have challenges during assessment and it is technical.
This was during a collaborative stakeholders meeting convened by the Ministry of State Affairs in Soroti City. Joseph Okow, UBC.
Thank you so much, Joseph Okow. Moving on, the Vice-Chancellor of Avance International, Dr. Etoru Martin, has appealed to the government for a fair and transparent allocation of grants to all universities in Uganda. This appeal was voiced during the 3rd graduation ceremony held at Avance International in Naweru, Nansana Municipality.
Over 100 students from Avance International have been conferred in various fields aimed at equipping them with skills and knowledge required to serve the country effectively. The Vice-Chancellor of Avance International stressed that the importance of forging academic partnerships and collaborations, particularly in securing funded research grants and exploring scientific innovation opportunities.
The university has projected that the academic programs for nursing and extensive nursing programs, which will commence in January 2024, will set pace for recruiting of in-service nursing and midwife students, and that will boost our student numbers. Postgraduate school has projected to increase enrollment by 50% higher on upgrading teachers. The university is targeting teachers upgrading from bachelor's to postgraduate, and this will help pick up student numbers starting January academic year 2023-2024.
Mukesh Shukra, widely known as Shumuk, offered valuable advice to the graduates, emphasizing the significance of efficiency as the cornerstone of survival and effectiveness as the foundation for a prosperous future.
So my only suggestion, they will teach you what to do, is to be practical. Let's use our common sense. As Uganda, I want to give you the confidence that we are unstoppable.
The Assistant Commissioner Private Schools and Institutions, Mutekanga George, pledged unwavering support to Avance International University. He also expressed gratitude to the parents for entrusting their children to the care of Avance University.
Uganda is a tourist destination. You're going to have art on the side, you have culture. I'm sure you're going to think about also tourism, because today Uganda is one of the biggest destinations. But when these people, our two friends come here, they need to be entertained. And therefore I wish to thank the dancing troupe for the good service that they are offering.
Justin Nakami, Kenneth Tanaba, UBC News.
Mangadelena Namazi, a 99-year-old woman, is locked in a battle against alleged land thieves who are attempting to seize her 1.5-acre piece of land in Chiranja. Her banana plantation covering the same area has already been ravaged by these individuals, leaving her uncertain about what comes after next. The distressing incident unfolded in Namgongo, Bulori, Kapela. Take a look.
Land theft has been on the rise, with many falling victim to fraudulent scheme. Namazi accused Haji Semakula Sulait Yusufu of unlawfully claiming her land, where she had resided for numerous years. Her food source has been repeatedly disrupted, leaving her at 99 years old with nothing to eat. She has made a heartfelt appeal to authorities to intervene in this distressing matter.
Ajja nayonoona ebintu byange emmere yange yonna n'agyonoona kakati oguna omulundi oba gwakuna emmere agitema.
Namazi emphasized that her life and the lives of her children are in peril, urging government to take action.
Najja wano nengula wano mu mwaka gwa 5 kale okuva wano nembeera wano ebbanga lyonna.
Dr. Rex Regis Namazi, Magdalena's son, recounted how their banana plantation was destroyed, instilling fear in their hearts.
Batawanyiza nnyo omukadde omukazi mange obukadde bwe. They came again and they cut down her banana plantation.
He lamented that even the local police failed to provide assistance and instead sided with those attempting to seize their property.
We appealed to the police in Chira police station. They never assisted us, since the bosses in the police station were friends of Semakula Sulait Boma.
A witness to the destruction, Simon Turatunga, described the situation and how the plantation was vandalized.
At around 10, they came, gang of thieves, a group of people with the others with the bangers, start slashing the banana plantation.
Haji Semakula Sulaiti, the alleged perpetrator behind the destruction, responded to inquiries over the phone.
Water, please. Can I pay with Momo?
No.
Ha. Hey, can I pay with Momo? Ha.
Here's our merchant code.
Oh, very good.
7 maker?
20. Can I pay with Momo?
Unfortunately, no.
Ha. Baby, let's go.
When paying with MTN Momo comes with more benefits for everyone, it just doesn't make sense not to have it.
Hello, I've come for rent.
Can I pay with Momo?
Yes, you can.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Juko.
Yo.
Hawachiko. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Uganda, haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Uncle, you should see London.
Oh, my boy. It has been 5 years. You should see Uganda.
Yes. Uncle Marcus, this is my former school.
See, soon there will be more than 1 million children learning like this for free.
This is impressive. Do you even have connection out here?
Well, we have 100% 4G countrywide.
Okay.
We even have 5G too.
That's approximately 700 billion Uganda shillings in tax, making Airtel one of the largest corporate income taxpayers over the last 5 years, helping build a better Uganda.
Today your son saw our new Uganda.
Thank you, Uganda, for imagining it with us and making us the fastest growing telecom in the country over the past 5 years.
Did you know that you can safely and conveniently make your school fees payments anytime, any school, anywhere using Airtel Money? Oh yes! Simply pick up your phone and dial *185#. Select option 6, school fees. Choose between school pay, peg pay, or shore pay. Enter student number. Enter amount, confirm name and transaction. Enter Airtel Money PIN. A confirmation message will be sent to you upon a successful transaction. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
You're still watching UBC News Tonight. As we continue, community empowerment and education are pivotal in enabling the prompt detection and reporting of unusual occurrences such as diseases within their respective areas. This proactive engagement of communities is seen as a crucial strategy for Uganda to improve its capacity to respond effectively to emergencies, including pandemics. The Director of Health Services responsible for public health at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Daniel Chabayinze, says that there remains significant gaps in support from stakeholders.
A public health specialist, Dr. Deogracius Kaheru Sechimpi, has stressed the importance of utilizing research produced by the College of Health Sciences at Amakuru University, which is tailored to address the healthcare needs of 21st century patients in Africa. He highlighted that this valuable information is often left unused in records, even though it holds the key to addressing global health challenges, including diseases and healthcare system improvements.
Get a problem, you try to solve it through research. Then once that research has come out, we should not sit on it. We should see how we create technologies, and from technologies we should market them so that then the whole community benefits, so that it does not remain somewhere in the books, but it becomes something practical.
Dr. Kaheru also emphasized the necessity of recruiting an adequate number of healthcare workers while maintaining high standards of quality. Addressing the issue of neglected tropical diseases such as sleeping sickness, bilharzia and river blindness, experts acknowledged that research efforts have not kept pace with the magnitude of the problem. The Director of Health Services responsible for public health at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Daniel Chabayinze, attributes the success in the response to most recent disease outbreaks in the country to capacity building efforts.
More importantly, we need the community. The disease and outbreak starts in the community, so that people should be empowered or educated to be able to alert the next level that there is something strange happening in our community. There are people dying we don't know. There are new people who came in from another country. They are having signs and symptoms of something strange. That kind of rumor gives us the first information for us to investigate and work on.
Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences at the University of Pretoria in South Africa, Professor Flavia Senkubuge, proposed a health architecture with 3 key pillars.
Many of the African health system, you will find that we have a very biomedical model in terms of our health system, and there is a need to look at and also revitalize primary healthcare, because that is the first point where our populations, in fact, seek health care. And I believe that part of the decolonial project is really to deliver care where people are.
The conference also featured a memorial lecture honoring the late Dr. Matthew Lukwia, who tragically lost his life while on duty during a pandemic outbreak in the country. I'm Nafka Farida and Robert Katamba in Entebbe.
The Rotary Club of Kampala Daybreak has launched the Child Uplifting program in Kazokawempe. This initiative aimed at addressing challenges faced by young boys and men in campus's various activities, including education, hygiene, sex education, economic empowerment, and community development.
Child Uplifting program encompasses a wide range of activities from educational literacy enhancement to personal hygiene, grooming, sex education, economic empowerment, and community development. Priscilla Nachiboneka, the Assistant Governor, highlighted the importance of addressing these issues in the boy child's life.
Rotary Club of Kampala Daybreak has today launched their Child Uplifting program, and a number of activities have been enumerated, and one of which will be raising awareness about the importance of the boy child being in school and trying to put them back at the forefront.
The project director of Child Uplifting program, Nambale Lydia, urged the community in Kazo to treat both boys and girls equally.
To uplift the boy child, it begins from home. It begins from mommy, it begins from daddy, it begins from the environment around this boy child before we come in as Rotary.
Everybody, let the boy child know that being emotional, crying is not only for the girl. Once you are not happy, can you say out where your problem is?
However, some boy children in Kazo mentioned that parents haven't fulfilled their roles, leading to issues like homelessness and drug addiction. Parents attending the launch share their views on uplifting the boy child.
Balituuka nga wakati nawo abalenzi abaana abawala ababeera bato essaawa yonna.
Kale bazadde bannange nsaba tuseeyo nnyo omutima ogw'ekizadde okubanga tusobola okubuulirira ku baana baffe.
The Rotary Club of Kampala Daybreak is determined to implement the Child Uplifting program and empower young boys in the community.
Planned a sponsorship for 60 children. I would like to provide 60 boys.
neglecting the boy child is reflected in their behaviors today in their communities.
Away from that, victims and survivors hailing from both Rwenzori and the northern regions recently came together to voice the shared plea to the State Minister for Luwero-Rwenzori Triangle, Alice Kaboyo. This was during the commemoration of the International Day of Peace in the Rwenzori region, where survivors from various conflicts and wars gathered to address their unmet expectations.
Muzeyo Wanansi Kamabwa is a resilient 87-year-old who once fought with the Rwenzururu rebels. He vividly recalls being convinced to leave the battlefield with a promise of government support, yet he laments that reality has unfolded quite differently.
Etatuhe baruha zo kugira ngo mahumura hamiremu na hati tuliaho ntusaba emisara yetu government tekagituhairi mazere kutoa appointment letters na za retirement letters zine kizitugasira biro bino tuliaho ntumagamanga kuwanga tutuine kituru kugasero ntuerora ngabando banyekuli munako obutorubwira hamirimo abana baitu bakalema kusoma na hati tibaina ikione kibaru kugasa.
Has made several pledges for victims, but some of them have never been fulfilled. Following these pledges is very, very difficult.
The minister, Luwero-Rwenzori Triangle, Alice Kaboyo, graced the commemoration of the International Day of Peace in Rwenzori region and offered words of consolation to the war victims.
And the government of Uganda remain committed to investing in total reconciliation, building sustainable peace and social cohesion within this region.
She urged survivors from various conflicts and wars gathered to address their unmet expectations to remain patient as government takes steps to address their concerns.
My ministry, Luwero and Rwenzori, is a ministry of survivors. It is an affirmative action that was put in place to lift the survivors that survived the conflicts of then.
Kaboyo commended President Museveni for deploying the UPDF in the DR Congo, a strategic move that has contributed significantly to fostering peace in the Rwenzori region.
The NRM government, as the President has repeatedly said, and as many of you are aware, has effectively made it impossible for negative forces to establish bases within the country.
The Executive Director of Rwenzori Forum for Peace and Justice, Francis Tuhaise, shed light on the underlying factors that have hindered the attainment of lasting peace in the region.
The question of deeply divided societies along ethnic lines, that ethnicity has been instrumentalized in this region, as the case is in the country. And once it is instrumentalized, then people begin relating along ethnic lines, people lose objectivity, and then conflicts become the norm.
The UPDF senior officer, Colonel Godfrey Chomhendo, expressed his appreciation to the Ministry of ICT and Information for their efforts in regulating social media, which had previously been a platform for disseminating misinformation about UPDF operations in DR Congo.
The Uganda Communications Commission was given the mandate to regulate the social media platforms in order to prevent misinformation.
The resident district commissioner and Fort Portal City woman legislator made a heartfelt appeal to all individuals to work tirelessly in fostering peace within the nation, emphasizing the importance of a peaceful country.
That as many stones were thrown to NRM government, the government kept correcting stones, and we are building the empire of peace. Sometimes we talk of peace, we think about war, but we forget that if we do not foster peace in our families, then we cannot have peace in the country.
The International Day for Peace in Rwenzori region was organized by the Rwenzori Forum for Peace and Justice. Lydia Chomkama, Andrew Sebida, UBC News.
Water, please. Can I pay with Momo?
No.
Ha. Hey, can I pay with Momo? Ha.
Here's our merchant
code. Oh, very good.
7 mega?
20. Can I pay with Momo?
Unfortunately, no.
Ha. Baby, let's go.
When paying with MTN Momo comes with more benefits for everyone, it just doesn't make sense not to have it.
Hello, I've come for rent.
Can I pay with Momo?
Yes, you can.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a poultry project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Customer, why pay for more when you can only pay for what you use? Enjoy the best value on daily voice bundles now charged per second. For example, if you call for 23 seconds using our 25-minute Bona bundles, only 23 seconds of that call will be charged, leaving you with 24 minutes and 37 seconds to talk longer with your loved ones. Dial *100*1# to buy a daily voice bundle today. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. In our business stories, Salongo Semanda Katongole, a primary 6 dropout residing in Lugoba, Nansana Municipality, Wakiso District, has emerged as a remarkable self-taught innovator. Over the past 8 years, he has been assembling wires and various components in a small room within his home to create functional gadgets such as phone chargers and radios. Take a look as Namamwande reports.
Despite having no formal education in electronics, Salongo Semanda Katongole's determination and self-acquired knowledge has allowed him to master this unique craft. Inspired by the dire need for employment and economic empowerment, Katongole embarked on this innovative journey.
Kubanga yotekako app noyongerako byoyagala naye kati ningamba naye bwe bibange bino ebyuma byonna biri ku kintu ekyo kimu kitegeeza n'essimu nsobola ogikola kati natandika project empya gye ndiko ya simu.
Initially, it was a challenge to convince his family and neighbors of the significance of his project, but he persevered.
Bwe nkola eno radio nagikolera emyaka 4. Bwe mala eyo nenzirako eno ekyantwala emyaka 4 buli lunaku nafunangayo ekintu kyentegeera n'empandiika nemanya ne switch bweteekako bweti amaanyi egajjawa okusobola okufuna amasannyalaze gano kati nogeranga waliwo ey'amaloboozi waliwo esala omuliro buli kimu ng'ogenda okigezesa.
He has been passing on his skills to some of his children who eagerly learned from him even without monetary compensation.
Kutya Katonda tumusaba n'atuyigiriza otukola bino byonna bisinga bituyigiriza.
Kuba kye tusasula kisinga n'aweebwa ssente kuba muzeeyi waaba atuyigiriza yeera akugamba tamanyi ddirwa avaawo.
Nange ekigendererwa nkiyina ekyokubiyiga n'obikola.
Katongole's ambitions extend beyond his current capabilities and he hopes to accomplish more with access to capital. In his advice to young individuals, he emphasizes the importance of patience in achieving success.
Technology tagwayo government bebe etutaddemu netuyamba netwongera ku mutindo waliwo omutindo ogw'ebyuma nga buli lunaku wano nze nfulumya kaledio kamunakamu kakugambye kakoledde emyaka 4 naye wali gavumenti bebe enkwatiddeko kitegeeza nsobola okufulumya ledio nga 10 olunaku.
Despite the challenge he has faced, Katongole's story serves as a testament to the power of determination and resourcefulness in fostering innovation.
Singa afuna ekintu kino n'ekikola kati ebiri byonna sijja kulaga ekikutwalayo naye singa nkola kyenkoze kitegeeza mba ntandiseewo omulimu abantu abalala bwe basobola okukola.
Justin Nakami, Deborah Namamonde.
Well, that brings us to the end of UBC News Tonight, today on the 23rd of September 2023. Thank you so much for watching. With me, Sharon Chomdish and Magalu Muhammad on Sign Language. From the team and I, have a lovely Sunday, and thank you so much for watching. God bless. Bye-bye.
UBC